Yep. Alrighty, and am I focusing? Am I focusing? This is focused as I'm getting. Alrighty, hey everybody. I'm Rob the Builder. Can we build it? Yes, we can. How you doing, David, Bassman, Her Ladyship, and Basswoman? How was the fishing? So. We both got on the board. As in me and my mate. Um, it was, but it wasn't as exciting as it could have been. I mean, they're all right sort of fish, you know. Anyway, the thing is, today we are continuing our work on the Red Baron VW. We are. Boom. There we go. Got mugged by a little Maltese dog. Ha! That's funny. Now, we all know the drill that's going to ensue here, I'm sure. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Hi.
No.
Hello, strangers.
How you doing?
Fine. How y'all doing? How you doing,
I'm
David?
good.
Great.
Now, what I might do is just turn the volume up on my speaker a little bit while I quickly think too. There we go. I'll hear you a bit better that way. Now,
I saw that VW, man. That thing looks good.
do what?
I saw that VW. That thing looks good.
I'm real happy with that color.
Yeah, it turned out
Real
nice.
happy with it. Yeah.
It's almost like a blood red, ain't it?
It's a well, I got the red from an auto shop, and yeah, it's a not quite sure what they define it as, but I looked, I thought that's the red I want.
Yeah, that's a nice red. That's deep red.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, and I've come up to some executive decisions as to what color I'm going to do the Mercedes. I
Okay.
reckon I'm going to be. I reckon I'm going to be going black and dark maroon.
Oh yeah, that'd be sexy.
And on a related note, I discovered that ICM do a car of a similar era, but it's actually called it's a Ford Ford A, which I think you've already built. They've
Uh,
actually called it the gangster car.
yes, they are. They are gangster cars, sure enough. 100% on them.
Now, something I was going to quickly show you. I just
Yes,
need to
I have.
unlock my camera because it's giving me its little. I'm going to look on you, thank you. Now, this is what I've done with the dash so far.
Oh wow.
Um, so the idea is, of course, I want to do it like a World War One aircraft,
Yeah, yeah.
and they had wooden. They were wooden, but underneath, I've gone for a different color because when I've looked at, because I figured, well, if I'm going to go for a wooden dash on the car, which is what it actually is, of course,
Yes.
I need to consider how wooden dashes are done in in real cars,
Right.
as
Yeah,
far
look,
as the
man,
interior.
been busy.
And well, the thing that I've noticed on a lot of the wooden cars is they have lighter leather on the interior.
Right.
Now, so that's why I've gone for that color there. I'll do a slight touch up there, but um, and I'll do some of that on the back seats as well.
Was that airbrushed or aerosol can or paintbrushed on the dash?
But the dash,
Yeah.
that's hand brush.
Okay, nice.
The red is, of course, aerosol can.
Right, right.
But yeah, so this is what I'm doing at the moment. Yeah. Um, Now, something else I am considering doing, and we can do a bit of research on in due course, is I'll actually show you the points I'll use as reference. Now, you'll notice Here's our two. That's ultimately where your windscreen wipers would go.
Yes.
Now, what I'm thinking is that you'll notice, like, obviously, and I'm just going to stating the painfully fucking obvious. There's our bonnet.
Yep. Nice.
Now, what I'm going to do, or what I'm thinking of doing, if I can find a suitable part, and actually, I would be able to find a suitable part, I reckon. Say that's just as an arbitrary point. Let's say there and there are where the windscreen wiper things are.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to see if I can get some machine guns to put through.
Oh man, that would be nice.
They don't necessarily have to go through the bonnet, just on it. That's fine.
Yeah.
And in
Yeah.
fact, now that I think about it, give me a moment. Now, I'm not entirely sure what scale I would require for that. But of course, this must have them. Let's see if they do the job adequately. They might. It'd be kind of cool if they did.
Yeah, that would be ideal to put machine guns right there.
Well, that's it. No, it's not there. Hang on.
Yeah, that would be ideal.
Maybe. I'm clear I'm not seeing them then. They are here. Aha! Let's see. I reckon that can happen. I'll give you a. Hang on. What I'll do. So they're both there. That's easy. Give me a moment. We go. Bam. 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 We're still going bam.
So I missed what you were saying about your fishing trip yesterday.
Oh, we both got on the board, but and they were all right size, but it was just like one fish each, and it was a long period of not much happening in between.
Right.
So yeah, it was good to catch up with my mate, but the fishing wasn't that exciting. It was like I said, one fish each. I caught a turtle as well.
Okay.
And happily the turtle wasn't badly hooked. And it was quite a big turtle actually. Now,
Well, how big it was.
to give you some idea of the dimensions, and this is why I reckon this can happen with these ones. Oh, there we go. That's the gun there. I mean, I can't quite get it into, but you get the idea. That will be adequate for the purpose.
Yep. Yep.
Boom. Winning.
Yeah.
Winning, winning, winning. Everything's coming up, Robster. Now. So that won't be hard.
How's the weather in your neck of the woods?
Getting warm. It's going to be in the 90s today. And tomorrow it's supposed to be 98. And it's going to spend most of the week in the 80s.
Okay.
So it's getting warmer. There's definitely no rain at any stage this week. Now, the pro side of that is that the great part about being in Australia, dead set serious too, is that if you want your washing done quickly, this is the climate for you. Yeah. If I wash a shirt, I can be guaranteed, if I hang it outside on a good day, 15 minutes tops. On a really hot day, 10.
Wow. Super sure.
And when I used to have to wear a shirt to work, for when I was doing security, because for a lot of places I worked, the scope this one out. Here's a bit of champagne comedy for you. Okay, the black trousers, sure. The general rule was a white shirt. Now you got to say a white shirt in an industry where there's potentially going to be blood spilt. Gee, there's a good idea. So, but that was now. Here's where it starts getting a U for fucking real, and for a lot of companies, a bow tie.
A bow tie.
A bow tie. I mean, you couldn't grab that. Obviously, it was probably part of the rationale, but at the same time, a fucking bow tie, and I was doing as required by the company at one place where I was actually the head of security. I had a pretty good relationship with the regulars there.
Okay, well that's good.
Oh yeah, it worked real well for me.
Yeah.
And I can't remember what inspired the comment from one of them, but she turned to me and said, "And do yourself a favor. We can see you damn near throttling yourself with that tie. Lose the fucking thing." And it was true. Because I've got a really big neck. Yeah, ties are not my friend. Even at the most formal of occasions, it is unlikely you will see me wear a tie. I'll wear everything else, but not a tie. And yeah, so I went to the just going for the white shirt routine rather than the tie with it. But yeah,
Yep.
And once I was on Hindley, which is the main street or main drag in our city. The idea, I was initially told white shirt, and after having to go to work repeatedly with a shirt in tow, because it's a pretty violent street, is Hindley Street, I turned to him and said, "You know what? This is bullshit. I'm wearing fucking black. Fuck yeah." Response? Okay. And yeah, eminently more sensible. Now, the downside of my wearing black and jeans, or at least at one venue, it was an issue. It goes like this. I used to work at a strip club, a house of burlesque, no less.
Wow.
And when I was on those occasions when I was inside, I was usually on the door, obviously. I was usually positioned next to the stage to keep the guys in line, so as they didn't get too handy, shall we say?
Right.
And also because there I could keep a good view of the whole room. Nothing happened without my seeing it. Anyway, that's all well and good. Now, our work attire was jeans and a black polo shirt. Generally, was the way it was rolled. No worries. Now, at the time, the Jerry Springer show was on. Yeah. So what we had was a big bald guy in jeans and a black polo shirt next to the stage. Yeah, and
that's funny.
More than one occasion, I'd turfed someone, and come back to have a table, and sometimes more than one table, doing Steve. So for fuck's sake, guys. But I remember once being at the bar just to get myself a drink, and there was a guy there who, and this guy you're not going to know, but as far as the person I'm making mention of, or who he
Right.
bore a resemblance to, he bore a striking resemblance to a guy named Clive Woodward, who had been an England rugby coach, and must be said a fucking good one. He won them a World Cup after all. Anyway, and he's been right next to me at the bar, and I've turned to him and said, "Excuse me, mate, has anyone ever told you you look like Clive Woodward?" And he said, "Yeah, as a matter of fact, they have." He said, "Has anyone ever told you you look like Steve from Jerry Springer?" I've had to say, as a matter of fact, yes. And that came to be our standard greeting.
Yeah, I remember old Steve.
How you doing, Steve?
That's pretty funny.
Oh, it was.
Yeah.
All right, so that's surfacer on the guns. We'll get them looking pretty in due course.
Yeah, I worked with a guy when I was working in retail. He worked part-time at the prison. And he'd come to work using the same tie he wore at the prison. He was security guard. And his tie was always short, cut. He cut his tie off real short.
I wonder why.
Yeah. He said he got tired of getting his ass whooped. He'd walk by some of the cells, and the damn inmates would grab his tie and pull his ass to the cell and beat the shit out of him.
Yep.
So he
a
said
tie of that sort is just the target, straight out.
Yep.
I even, when I was fairly early in on my training, I had a goatee. And
no, they didn't.
Yeah, it did. And yeah, that changed when I was doing some sparring with my instructor, and he's just gone bang and nailed me on the beard, and I'm going nowhere. And I thought, if he can do it, so can other people. And I trimmed my beard the next day.
Yeah, grab that son.
David's got the Mercedes Benz that's arrived today for him.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
Yeah, I'll be getting mine next week.
That reminds me. On the topic of houses of burlesque and things like that, choose a letter.
Let's go with. Have we chose F?
F? We can do F. There'd be a few in F.
I don't think we've done F.
Doesn't mean we can't do it again.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go with let's see. That one's that's quirky. Here we go. Flute. Colloquialism. The penis. So I suppose blow the flute.
I knew that was
the flute. Anyway, popular variations in the 18th century included silent flute, living flute, and one-holed flute. In this century, and bearing in mind this was published in the 20th century, Barry Humphries, that's an Australian comedian, has repopularized many expressions of this type. There we go. Short, sharp, and shiny, but cute, but quirky. You would actually know Barry Humphries, possibly.
Barry Humphries.
Do you know Dame do you know Dame Edna Everage?
No, I'm not good with names. No, I don't know. No.
Okay, it's a character he plays, and it basically is his biggest claim to fame. And she's this Australian character who is, how shall one put this? She's flamboyant and hello, possums. And there's these awful gowns that are just loud as all hell. And that's actually played by Barry Humphries. And what's it? Yeah, Dame Edna Everage does Royal Gala performances and shit, man.
Oh shit!
So yeah, it's quite a well-known and very popular figure. Certainly in the UK and Australia.
Right.
I think in many ways he was bigger in the UK.
Hmm.
I think he's dead now, or perhaps more is the better way of putting it. He made his money in the UK is perhaps a better way of wording it.
Right.
Um, Everybody over here still thinks Barry Humphries is a ledge.
Oh.
Now, fun fact: I was once told, and you might be able to confirm this or deny this for me, that in the US, if you call someone a legend, this is not viewed as a good thing to be called.
To be called a legend?
I had heard, depending on where you were from, it meant that you were viewed in the past tense. You were toast. You were something in the past.
Hmm. I mean, it go either way. Yeah.
That was one I had heard. I mean, over here, it's always regarded as a really good thing. Oh, he's a ledge.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's good. Viewed as a good thing, mostly around here too, as well. Yeah.
That's what I would have thought. Yeah, but I had heard otherwise. Anyway, who was it I was saying was a ledge? Barry Humphries. Yeah, we all view him as an absolute ledge.
Huh.
He also does another character called now what's his name? He's just this. He's supposed to be Australia's cultural ambassador, Sir Les Patterson, and he's an absolute grommet and culturally ignorant on just about any and every front, and he's hilarious.
Huh.
Like on one stage, he talks about getting the hang of ethnic cutlery. What he's referring to is chopsticks.
Right.
And what he's figured out is the correct way to use them is as a swizzle stick to mix his cocktails.
Damn.
Yeah, that's the sort of thing you're looking at. You're looking at
Damn.
the character is clearly not what he purported to be, if you see what I'm
Right.
saying.
Yep.
Now, what I was going to do next, give me a moment. I need to locate. Where do I put the dash? There it is. I want to put some chrome on some spots here.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get my Mercedes ordered next week and get it in here. Got to kind of recoup from Christmas.
Yeah. Yeah, it gets a bit that way, doesn't it?
Yep.
Just oops, the daisy.
I know I'm a couple days late, but did you get all your fruit cakes and all delivered okay?
Yeah, mate. I've still got. I made too many. But I do have at least some idea where some of them are going.
Okay.
In terms of, I'll take. Well, there are some that are going to specific friends.
I think
And
that Bass woman's aunt or her mother made some fruit cake. We got one here at the house. I'm not gonna eat it. I don't like them, but she loves them.
I am a fan because of the ones my mum used to make, and that's what I make, the same recipe.
Right.
And as a recipe, it's kick ass. It really is. It
Like pecan pie. I've never taken a liking to pecan pie, but my brother loved it.
Pecan is interesting. I do a pecan and coffee slice, and most people view it as something of akin to the nectar of the gods.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, when it comes to food, it's very much an individual taste thing.
Oh, absolutely.
Speaking for myself, I guess I've got a very open mind to tastes because I enjoy almost everything. So you can be put in front of me and I'll eat it.
Yeah, pretty much me the same way. Now, growing up was different. It took me up to my 20s.
Yeah.
I started eating greens and so forth.
Yeah. Now, what I've done here, and there's going to be some tidy ups, obviously, but there we go. There's the
Nice.
chrome
That's looking
trim.
good. Yeah, that's looking good.
Starting to
That's
come
cool.
together.
Real my red.
Now,
You're doing door panels and all in the wood color, right?
yeah. Well, there'll be a bit of two-tone action going on because what I'm going to do, actually, I'm going to be getting onto that after this. I'll be able to show you then. So I'm going to just do this strip here, and then I'll show you what I'm going to do.
Well, Christmas Eve, it was about 70 here. Christmas Day, it was 70, 72.
Yeah.
And then yesterday, it was in the upper 50s. And today, it's in like 65, 68.
Yeah, right. So it's starting to get cooler. As an aside on the topic of the red, I've also found the red I want to use to do my tidy ups. It's actually Italian red. It's not the full Ferrari red. Apparently, they've got a patent on that, which doesn't
I
surprise.
can, yeah, I can see that. I mean, yep.
I might need
You
to
can see that
clean
too.
this brushes a bit. But yeah, um, I know there was another company that produced the blackest black, apparently. Now, there comes a certain point to which I'm calling straight out color masturbation, you know? Come on, guys.
Yeah.
It's black. Get over it. And yes, they either copyrighted or painted, whichever is appropriate. Again, come on, stop stroking the Wookiee, lads. Get your hand off it. You're being like Han Solo, you're just stroking your own Wookiee.
But it's fun.
Well, oh, hey, who's. Oh, sorry, yeah. Yeah, it's coming along, thanks, David. Yeah. Well, yes, who can't honestly say? It's a bit like that old joke. 9 out of 10 admit it, the other one's a liar. There's I think I've told you about this scene. It's one of my favorite, as a scene, it's actually one of my favorites.
Oh, they dropped out.
It's actually one of my favorites out of pretty much all movies, to be honest. That's how funny I find it. And what it is it's this scene where Frankenstein is traveling across pretty much 3 different continents by train. And it starts off with him in the US. And there's this couple. And you hear the woman saying to the man, I caught him 3 times today, Harry. And the husband's going, yeah, well, let him. And then he travels to can't remember what the language is, but ultimately, it's the same line, just in a different language.
Right.
I think it might be French. And the last one's German, but again, different train, different couple, same conversation.
All right.
But this time it's German, I think. Yeah, well, last him. And it's just like, yeah, it doesn't matter what country you're in. You know, it's all the same.
It's all the same.
Yeah.
Well, there's actually a kind of funny joke about masturbation. I used to get my friends with this at school. There was there's 2 signs of masturbation, and your friend will say, "Well, what's the first sign?" Hair in the palm of your hands.
Oh, yeah, that one, yeah.
Yeah, and they look at her hand, you know. And they say, what's the second sign? Looking for it.
That's the one, yeah.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
old
that
buddy.
one.
Only but a goodie.
It is. Yeah, the there was a Monty Python actually put out a few books. There's a reason why I make mention of this. Because in one of them they have like this advertising poster quite randomly put in. And what's it advertising? Masturbation. And there's a picture of one of them sort of like half naked feeling himself up. And the caption underneath it reads, some people find it difficult to talk about. Others find it difficult to do.
Giggity.
That's it.
Quagmire.
Who else but Quagmire?
That's all I can picture when Death brought up this Quagmire.
Oh, yeah. Quagmire. He's hilarious. So wrong.
Yeah.
And that's what makes him right.
Makes it good.
All right. Almost done on this side. You know, I'm going to need to do some tidy ups, but given what I've just done here, I don't think unless I'm doing the spray can routine, I don't think I'm ever going to bother masking up the trim again. I'm just going to freehand it. So I don't think I've made myself my task any harder by doing it this way, if you know what I mean.
I think you should.
Because that was about as much tidying up as I needed to do. Masking, so, you know, maybe, just maybe, my painting's okay or good enough that I can do it that way, which is a whole lot easier. Yeah, I can deal with that because there's not much of a tidy up overall. And from that range, you can hardly see it even, but you will, obviously, once I zoom in, you can see it's a bit rugged. But
well, shit, man, that's pretty clean, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not going to require much tidy up, and if that's the case, why the fuck am I bothering masking at all a lot of the time? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a thing. All right.
Is that with or without your goggles?
With goggles,
Okay.
but that's fine.
That's a pretty clean line, I think.
Well, yeah, and
For
you know, if I
freehand.
can get that, if I can get that achieved, for the most part, I think. Oops, a daisy. Got a bit carried away there. But again, it is a thing of, even with masking, you are going to need to do tidy ups. So, you know, maybe I'm just about to make my life a shitload easier.
Well, trial and error has made me where I can make pretty good straight lines with my fat tip chrome pen. I have messed up a many a time, but I about perfected it now. Because on my duster.
It does, like everything, it takes practice, mate.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even like masturbation.
That's it. Even like masturbation. Practice makes perfect.
That's right. This is why people do it with such persistence and have turned it into an art form.
Do it so quickly, you don't need to left the room. Some can do it in the room with you, and you never know it.
That there's a. I don't know if you've seen this Family Guy moment, but there's one where Peter's come up with this idea for something called a yanket.
I've not seen that one.
Basically, it's a blanket that looks like your arms are out normally, whilst and I quote, meanwhile you're going to town, and he shows in different scenarios as to how you would use the yanket. And once did you see him on a park bench with the yanket apparently showing his arms just sort of on his knees, his hands on his knees. He's approached by this police officer. What are you doing here? You'll never know.
Damn.
Yeah. The yanket.
Yankovic.
There we go. Well, again, yeah, tidy up's required, but you know, just not that fucking hard.
It's got to be done, man. It's got to be done.
It does. Yes, it does.
Well, we started. Excuse me. Sorry about that. We started watching Game of Thrones last night.
Oh yeah, which of season 1, obviously, I guess at this
Yeah,
stage.
yeah. Damn.
Which episode you up to?
Well, we just watched the first episode last night. It was an hour and 2 minutes long.
Is that the one where Tyrion approaches Jon Snow and does the "You're the bastard, aren't you?"
Yeah.
I love that scene because A, he's absolutely right.
Absolutely
on the money. But
Yep.
the other thing about it is the way he almost punctuates his sentences with the word bastard, just to let the guy know.
Yep.
Bastard.
When he asked me, he says, "How do you know what it's like to be a bastard?" He says, "Because a dwarf's father, we're all bastards."
And as you'll see as the series progresses, that he has every reason to hold that position or that mindset.
Man, it's just a straight up fuck fest. I'm sorry.
Pardon?
It's a straight up sex fest.
Oh, there's a whole stack of shit that goes down in that. There is a lot of that. And to be fair, well, there is in real life too, you know.
Yeah, a lot of incest going on in that time as
20
well.
hits. My brother's my daddy. Oh.
Because the damn queen there at the end was having sex with her brother.
As you do.
Your cousin, uncle's brother's my daddy.
That's the one. Squeal like a pig, boy.
Well, I've been wanting to watch it. And our son, he warned us. He said, there's a lot of titties in it. And he won't mind, man.
Oh, what a titties. And I would actually go far enough to suggest
Like that
not
old
only
farm.
that to some extent you can wonder to what point of, come on guys, you sure that's the scene that's absolutely necessary?
True.
That's an opinion. Don't get me wrong, in context, fine, but sometimes you will think, are you sure you're not just milking this now? So to speak.
Right.
When somebody's milking something, obviously you get the idea, but yeah.
Well, there's actually a lot of actors that I'm noticing that I've seen in other movies. Like,
Yeah, they got some big names.
yeah,
Some
I didn't know
very
that.
big names. Yeah, it's
The little blonde that is supposed to marry Jason Momoa.
oh yeah.
Yeah, she played Kira in the Han Solo story.
Oh right, I did not know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's what's her name? I do know her name, but it doesn't matter. But yeah, I know that that was the first thing I saw Jason Momoa in was Game of Thrones. I actually don't mind Jason Momoa. I find him and one of those guys who doesn't necessarily put himself above the average punter, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Basswoman thinks he's a god.
Well, one thing I've seen footage of, in fact, at Ozzy Osbourne's last concert. There's footage of Jason Momoa going into the mosh pit for Pantera.
Wow. Oh, God. Yeah.
And I've also seen, because he supports the All Blacks in rugby.
Oh, yeah.
And for some reason, he was actually in Adelaide when the All Blacks were playing. No, it wasn't Adelaide, it was Melbourne, I think, sorry. But he was in Australia. Yeah, when they were playing, he went to the game. And somebody got a picture of him basically in the after the game in the stands. So basically, they cleared a space around him so the fans could take pics.
Cool.
And you got to say that's actually very nice of him, actually, because it's in his own time. He doesn't have to do that shit.
Yep.
He could quite happily turn to him and say, "Fuck off."
Yeah, and there are some that do that.
I heard an interesting one about Paul Newman. And what it was...
I think I've heard that before.
He reputedly did not give autographs.
Yeah.
And the reason he was actually asked about this once by Michael Parkinson, the famous interviewer. He's asked, "Now, you famously don't give autographs, and you actually make sure people know that. Why is this?" And he's been given the response, "Well, I used to. I did. And then one night, I was out at a restaurant. I've gone to the toilet, and these two guys have walked in with a piece of paper, and I thought this is not going to happen, and it did.
Oh, shit.
And from that day forth, I vowed I am never going to sign an autograph again if this is the shit I have to put up with."
Wow.
And you got to say, well, sadly, yeah, the man does have a case there.
Oh, yeah. I mean, They could have had respect for him. I agree with that.
That's yeah. I mean, this guy's at the piss trough in a
Yeah.
restaurant. For God's sake, show some
Yeah.
dignity.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's crossing the line. Yeah.
And they've basically killed it for everyone.
Yeah, I think I've heard that before about that. Yeah, that's a little irate.
Yeah, and all right, there's our rear window almost done. Well, pretty much I've done the trim on a VW's pretty slight.
Yeah, it is. Matter of fact, on mine, I'm all I done around my windshield housing on the front, but I took the rest of the windows and it's got a fitting around it that actually shows, and I've trimmed all mine in black to make it easier to keep getting on my paint.
Yeah, it is very, very. You don't want to have, like you can see, I'm doing very little there.
Yeah, yeah, and actually the side windows have actually turned out really nicely as far as trim them out. It shows really well. And then once I install it,
Oops.
you can actually see it really well. I thought Herbie was trimmed in gold, but since his running boards are black, he's actually window trimming always in black.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I've got a couple of decisions to make on some color things. So one of which is actually the wheel hubs. The standardly, they're chrome, no worries. But on a Fokker DR1, the wheel rims are red. So what I'm
Yeah,
pondering,
what they were on the plane.
what I'm thinking is that I'll paint them red except for the middle, which is where the VW logo is. So as you got, then you have red wheel rims, but we'll still have the clear VW chrome
Right.
coming through. If you follow me.
Yeah, I think that'll stand out pretty good.
Yeah. So that's what the aircraft wheels are set out like. Yeah. So there we have it. Now, this hole's starting to come together pretty quickly. Pretty happy with that.
So you got all the decals and everything for that, right?
Yeah, mate.
All right.
I've got the 1:48 ones that have arrived. I think I showed you how I'm going to use them, have I? Because what it's going to be on this car is a combination of all the crosses will come off of the 1:48 I've discovered. But when it comes to the aircraft designation and specs, they'll be from the 1:72. The guns will be from the 1:72. So yeah.
Okay.
So I've got a plan.
Yeah, I'm really curious how them guns are going to look on the front of that.
Yeah, they'll look killer. And
Be
you
very
know, I've long speculated that there's a law should be passed allowing me to have a gun on my car. Well, when I say gun, I'm thinking more of an 88mm cannon. The idea would be
didn't Bond have
that.
on his Aston Martin?
Pardon?
Didn't Bond have them on his Aston Martin?
Not an 88mm cannon, mate. That's the thing that a Tiger tank used to have.
Oh, okay. A gun size photographer.
Now, my rationale
he had guns on it.
And my rationale is actually for only to better society, and that is for this. If I see someone who's a big enough fuckhead on the road, I'd just take him out with my cannon. That would be the theory. Now, I'm struggling to see why there's a problem with this. I would be fair and equitable. You have failed to use your turning signals. Cop this one. Actually, be damned. I think I should be allowed to take a fully operational, armed and operational, there's a phrase for you, Tiger tank on the road, funded by the government, and then watch the games begin. So long as all it requires there is supply me with regular servicing, petrol, and ammunition. I can't be more reasonable than that.
So can't you actually buy decommissioned like tanks and vehicles like that?
Yes, I think you can.
The public, yeah, I think you can as well.
I had heard of a very amusing tale in the UK. This guy had wanted to put a shed, I think it was, or put some sort of renovation on his house, and got refused, and by the council, and they've then, or the guys then said, "Oh, okay." He's filled out a separate application requesting to put a tank on his premises. And the council has approved that because it's a tank, It's just what he was less specific in what he actually was putting there, and what he purchased was a former Soviet T-34, and put it in his backyard, and pointed the cannon in the direction of the council planning office. Now, by rights, he had said that he was putting a tank in his backyard. He just hadn't been very specific.
I probably would have done the same thing. Piss on him.
Oh, you can't really blame the guy. Hey.
Yeah, piss on him.
Well, you can, but...
No. Well, but, still.
But, yeah, I thought that was pretty funny. As to how funny the council found it, I'm not sure, but hey, that's surely their problem.
Yeah. Because so many damn fuddy duddies out there, you got the HOA and you can only have certain things and this many bushes or all this other bullshit.
This is another, actually, here we go. This is a Game of Thrones Family Guy moment. And it's got a thing where it's got, well, as you'll realize later, and this is not a spoiler of any significance, the girl who's married, Khal Drogo, being Jason Momoa, ends up becoming like a full queen. As to how that happens, that's a bit of a spoiler, but it's not a bad one.
Oh, no, that's cool. No worries.
Anyway.
Enlighten me, please.
And she's got an advisor who you already would have met. I got the guy named who gives her the eggs. Yeah. Guy named Jorah, and he's like an advisor to her.
Yeah.
Anyway, and it shows this thing where they're on House Hunters International, the Game of Thrones edition, and it comes to what, because the house falls into her budget, and what happens is the one character says, turn to her and says, beware, the second bedroom has no point of egress, and the homeowners association are known to be unmerciful. And there's this whole scene that I won't go into because that does feature some pretty big spoilers.
Right. Okay.
But suffice to say that Yeah, they put her through. They put her. She knows she's done wrong, and yeah, it's pretty full on. Yeah, it
Right.
involved the punishment that was meted out to one of the other characters. Later in the series, one of them, I think, about series 4 or 5, and that's why I don't want to tell you.
Well, our son said something about season 6 and 7 or 7 and 8 kind of lose the.
Are awful.
Yeah, 7 and 8. That's what he was telling us, that it loses the storyline and
What it is that the original or the first 6 were based on existing books.
yes.
And the remaining 2 were written by the script writers, not the based on some ideas that the author was working on. Now, you could argue that perhaps the author should have said, well, you're going to need to wait till I get the books out, da 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 da.
Right.
But they probably parked a dump truck of money in front of him, and hey. Anyway.
Well, there you go. I thought that.
Anyway, bottom line.
And said that he's also said it was rushed. That in one scene, there was a Starbucks cup sitting next to
yes,
the girl.
That's become a thing.
Really?
It's comical. Yeah,
really?
It's not a thing, but it's a source of humor amongst those in the know.
Wow.
And if you actually go onto YouTube, you can actually find various cast members outing any number of people amongst each other as to who was responsible for the coffee cup. It's quite comical. It's fantastic.
Wow, man!
Really, they have a good laugh about it all.
Fucked up, dude.
But yeah, the other thing I'd say about season 6 or 7 and 8 rather, as an observation, there's a whole stack of inconsistencies and plot holes.
Wow. I am intrigued. I can't wait to carry on with these.
Like I said, the first 6 series are good. They're quite gripping in places. Some really, really good stuff is written. I was a fan, undeniably, and that's why.
So far away. Yeah, absolutely.
That's what made me stick through the last 2 series. But once you actually sit back and you go, plot hole city.
Damn.
And yeah. And I mean, I'd like to think I've got a bit to say about where there's plot holes, if you know what I mean.
Right.
Because I mean, that's something I've got to work with when I write. So.
Yeah, true. Yep.
And all I'm saying is that the script writers, now it was David Benioff and Daniel Weiss, or is it the other way around? Something like that. Either way, they have a lot to answer for.
Huh.
Also, by the way, I do have reason to believe that some of the cast members were querying some of the script calls.
Some of the cast members were what?
Querying or casting or questioning some of the script calls.
Oh, okay.
In terms of, isn't this inconsistent with my character when da 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 da?
Oh. Yeah, we've been wanting to see it, and finally we pulled the trigger on it last night, and we had to do our HBO Max with no ads because you just can't. I can't. And I've gotten now where I didn't used to be. I didn't bother mine with ads, but with stuff like this, you can enjoy it better without ads.
One thing I will say, I reckon the best series, for me, in my opinion, the ones I found most enjoyable, probably the first half of season 2 is pure gold.
Okay.
I find most of seasons 2 and 3 are where it's pretty good. pretty good stuff goes down.
Okay.
It gets pretty lively in places. That's my take on it. They were the ones that had me going, yeah, righty, let's see the shit go down. And yeah, I'll be curious to see what your take on it is.
Okay. Well, I will keep you posted, sir.
Yeah, you do that.
We're gonna watch the next one tonight.
Now, but yeah, my favorite character from the series is Tyrion. That's the dwarf.
Yeah.
Now, as the series progresses, you'll see why. It's not just the fact that he's an absolute whoremonger and a pisshead, which he is. Let's not be shy now. But yeah, you'll see.
Now I might be wrong about this. I know in I don't know if you're familiar with the series Jackass.
Yeah, vaguely. I never actually saw any, to be honest.
Yeah.
Don't know of it.
Was he in any of those? 'Cause I know there were some dwarfs in.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. I
He
thought he
might
was.
have been. I would make no assumptions though, because I know that he had to do a lot of the typical sort of dwarf stuff that in movies that, well, dwarves get stuck with.
Yeah.
And he actually, I saw an interview with him. And he was saying, a lot of people say, how lucky I am to do this, and I'm saying, well, yeah, but I didn't feel so lucky when I was playing, little gremlins and these rather patronising little roles that show that you only cast you in one sort of light.
Yeah. He
He
also.
had to do his fair share of bullshit, as they all do. If you're going to get anywhere in the industry. But yeah, but Tyrion's cool.
Yeah. He was laid up with a couple of whores.
As you do. Only the first of many courses.
And the Queen's brother came in there and brought in three more.
Well, the man's busy. He needs to be satisfied.
It was golden. But yeah, the bastard part was pretty funny as well.
Oh, but again, everything he said, true.
You're about yeah.
Kind of brutally delivered, but true.
True. Yep. Yes. Thank you. That was really good.
Once I've gotten this done, I reckon we'll get into the sideboards of the. Oh, hey Jeff, how are you doing? I'll get onto the sideboards, I reckon.
And I think after this, we're going to watch Lord of the Rings.
Seen that one before?
Yeah, I watched the whole series, but it's been a while back. But yeah, we love shows like that.
I reckon my favourite moment out of those movies, and they do it because I've read the books heaps. I can tell you chapter and verse on Lord of the Rings and the books. Anyway, but the scene they do really, really well in the movies is when Eowyn kills the Witch King. That's done really, really well.
Okay.
Because as far as it goes in the books, whilst Sauron is, of course, the main evil dude.
So the movies are pretty accurate with the books.
They're not bad. There's a
Okay.
couple of bits that have me going, oh, really? Okay. For example, in the books, Arwen's role is is not as prominent. It's where in the movies it is her who rescues the hobbits and Aragorn from the Black Riders. In the books, it's an elf named Glorfindel, and he's a very powerful elf.
Okay.
Whose ancient lineage, or who's old enough to go back. His actual age would be sort of in the up to about 10,000 years old. Arwen is only about 250. 250 years, that is.
Right.
She's a half elf, not a full elf. And there's just little nuances like that. But yeah, ultimately, she's not nearly as prominent. Her role in the books is more as she is the motivation for Aragorn to become king. He had no interest in being king until he fell in love with Arwen, and Elrond, and she basically wanted to be with him and basically plied her troth and renounced her immortality,
Right.
or Zenu. But when Elrond found out, he said to Aragorn, "She will never marry you unless you are king of both Gondor and Arnor." And that is his motivation. That is Arwen's role.
Okay.
Beyond that, she doesn't even really appear. That appears more in a thing, in a sort of like a text after the story called "The Tale of Aragorn and Arwen,"
Right.
and that's not in the movies at all. And so that isn't how it rolled. In the books, Saruman is not killed in Orthanc, where he is in the movies. Because in the books, what happens is that he's actually established quite a lot of control in the Shire where the hobbits are from.
Oh,
And
really?
after he gets turfed, yes, and after he's turfed from Orthanc with Grima in tow, he goes to the Shire. And when when the hobbits return to the Shire, they find the place is very fucked up. And they
Yeah.
have to take the Shire back. And it's only when Saruman starts making all sorts of insinuations about Grima having killed one of the hobbits and possibly eaten him. So just making quite dark assessments and stuff.
Yeah.
The Grima snaps and kills him in the Shire. So you can see it's a very different setup to what happens in the films rather.
Yeah. I mean, that's. Huh.
Then there's now that of its own, however, I can understand why they did differently purely because the movies are already 3 hours long.
Yes.
If you added that diversion, you would need necessarily to make it probably 4. No. So I think that's common sense been applied there, and I'm quite comfortable with that as a big Tolkien fan. That's sensible.
Right.
But yeah, my Christmas was very good, thank you, Jeff. I hope yours was nice. So here we go. Here's what I've done. But yeah, so let me just clean my brush, and then I'll show you what I've done there, and then we'll get on to the sideboards, and I'll explain what I'm going to do. Yeah. Anyway, so what else is there that's significant? Yes. In the Battle of Helm's Deep, you know how you get all those elven archers arrive? Doesn't happen.
Really?
Yeah, in the books, the only elves who arrive, I think Glorfindel might come down, but also Elrond's sons are the only two elves to come down. If Glorfindel doesn't, Elladan and Elrohir, who you don't see in the films at all,
Right.
but they come down to fight at the Battle of Helm's Deep. And I think they also go through the Paths of the Dead. So yeah, as you can see, there are some big differences. But also, to be fair, on the whole, it's a pretty good representation of the books.
Okay.
It's not full. Now, the ones I'd avoid, however, don't. The Hobbit movies, don't seriously. The Hobbit as a book is a kid. Oh, is it actually a kid's book? And should have been one. The whole thing should have been one film. It's about 150 words as a book.
Really?
Spanning it out over, and the way there's a whole stack of stuff in those movies that have me just going, get the fuck out of my face with that shit.
Wow.
One of them was in one of the Hobbit movies. There's a relationship that develops between one of the dwarves and this elven woman.
Did Elven Woman? Yeah.
Absolute nonsense. Never happens. Would not happen because of the way of the Tolkien universe. And just fuck off with that shit, Hollywood. That's not fucking Tolkien. Fuck off.
Huh.
That one I was not happy with. There's a whole stack of stuff that just no. Which is a pity because the Lord of the Rings movies were great. Okay,
Yeah.
so what I've done here. Yeah, now that's going to require a bit of tidying up, but it's not horrible tidying.
No, those are really straight lines. That was good, man.
So I'll just tidy that up a bit later on, probably tomorrow. Now, sideboards. What we're going to do here is these upper areas here. And bearing in mind there are a couple of bits that I need to leave free for some aluminium, or actually some chrome, because they're the window screen wipe, window things and stuff like that. This upper area here, I'm going to do wood.
Okay.
The lower area is going to have that leather color.
Ah, nice.
Now, when it comes to the rear seat, I'm in a couple of minds here as to whether to go wood here or leather.
Well,
Because you'll be going about there.
I think leather on that.
Yeah, I'd be thinking leather actually. Yeah. Now, that then brings us to one last question. Do I go dark leather for the seat or that light color that I'm using? I'm inclined to potentially think dark, because just to give it a bit more, because that's the color that the seats were in the fighter aircraft.
Right.
Now, the only potential downside to that, if downside it is, and it's not a big downside that I can confirm, would be, give me a moment, where have I put? That's what I thought, that's the wooden one. Mahogany. Sorry, Bob. Aha. This is the leather brown. That would mean we'd have these against each other, which isn't an ugly contrast. So, I don't know. Perhaps once I put the leather in, we can see what I think. That might be the way to roll.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, there at one point, Thorin, he really let the power go to his head.
Do what?
Thorin and
Oh yeah, yeah. Now that happens in the books,
oh,
in
does it?
as much as, well, he, what it is that he, once he's got hold of the horde, he doesn't see why he should share it with anybody, despite the fact that the town's been laid waste for having helped them. He doesn't think he should share any of that with anybody. It's their horde. And that's
Yeah,
what causes the Battle of Five Armies.
yeah.
And that, yeah, that's how it happens. Yeah, that's accurate. Now, something I just want to quickly check. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, that's a fairly accurate representation in that regard. And another accurate thing is that spent too much, ate too much. Yeah, that's pretty much the drill with Christmas. Yeah, but yeah,
Yeah.
it is also Bilbo who smuggles the Arkenstone out.
Oh, absolutely. Yep.
That's accurate to the book.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, and one thing that's also accurate to the book is, give me a moment, is that when the battle is being pretty much lost and the goblins are looking like triumphing, there's two things that happen. One is, or three things, in fact, yeah. One, Thorin does come out. He does lead the charge with his dwarves in
Yep.
tow and start opening stuff up. The eagles do arrive. That is a thing that happens.
Okay. That was
Um,
actually a cool scene in the movie.
yeah, and the other is that Beorn arrives, but only him. I believe in the movie there's a number of bears. It's only Beorn, just one big bear. He just starts carving people up because, well, he's a bear. What you gonna do? But yeah, and it's those three moments that turn the battle against the goblins and get the good guys to win.
This is true.
That's the bottom line, isn't it? That's how it's basically painted up. These are the good guys winning.
It rolls.
Here's a line of thought for you, though, on the topic of good guys. Okay, in Lord of the Rings, the good guys are, well, the elves and the Dunedain, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. But think about that a little more from a different angle. Now imagine,
Are you really though? Yeah.
here we go, because what you got, here's something to consider. For some people in Middle Earth, like the men who were there before the Dunedain, because what do you know about Numenor? You ever heard of
Nothing.
it?
No.
Okay, it's like this. Now, what do you see in Lord of the Rings is actually the culmination of about 6,000 years, no more.
Right.
But ultimately, that ain't the first time that Sauron and what are defined as the Free Peoples have fought. And what a part of it comes down to is in the first age, there was a dude named Melkor,
Melkor.
who became known as Morgoth. And Sauron was one of his minions. To give you an idea as to how powerful this dude was.
Right.
And he caused this big war, yada, yada, yada. He was very big on conquest himself. And because Holy basically cuts down this, Melkor was a god. Or in Tolkien's world, there's God, there's Eru, the one. Underneath there's an order of what would be defined as, I guess, archangels, the Vala. And underneath them is, there's a whole, this is a very complex thing that goes on here.
That's what I'm hearing. Damn.
And
I didn't realize all that.
underneath them are what are perhaps more normal angels called the Maya. Now, Melkor was one of the Vala who went renegade. And he took a number of the Maya with him, of which Sauron was the chief. When he got deposed at the end of the First Age, that's Melkor, some of the corrupted Maya, who had become Balrogs, ergo the Balrog from Moria, for example, fled, as did Sauron. And he later disguised himself as a just a mysterious figure, and started working with the elves to create rings of power. Yeah. And ultimately all of this goes on. But at the end of the First Age, those cultures of men who had helped the elves, because you see the Valar themselves had to come in and take care of Melkor.
Right.
Those men who had helped were rewarded with an island called Numenor.
Wow.
And they were given bigger or longer life expectancies, and they were made generally more cultured, and it was all rather good for them. At the end of the day, at the end of the Second Age, or towards the end of the Second Age, they've managed to take Sauron prisoner, but being an angel, of course, he's very magical, and he manages to corrupt the king into a maneuver that causes the Valar to destroy Numenor. Whilst quite a few of those guys who are, it's a very I'm giving you a very simplistic view here, but just suffice to say, a whole stack of them escape, and they return to Middle Earth and establish kingdoms where there have been, for a few thousand years, these people living, minding their own business. These are the people who then hook up with Sauron after the fact. Now, now my question is this. So who are the bad guys? The ones who take the land from the other people?
Right.
Who've been there for a few thousand years? Are they the bad? Is Sauron just looking for justice for those oppressed peoples who...
Damn.
There's questions to ask.
Damn, mind blown. How in the on this green earth are you watching the movie and reading the books recently?
No, I read them so often when I was younger. It's almost imprinted.
It sounds like it. I'm impressed.
Without exaggeration, to give you this is how much I've read it. I would say probably 18 times.
I can believe it, 100%.
And
I can believe it.
That's Lord of the Rings. But I've also read the Silmarillion, which is where you get all that history from.
Right.
And I've read that about 4 or 5. And I've read The Hobbit a few times, but that's fairly chirpy and short, sharp, and shiny, and easy.
Wow.
But it's a quick and easy read.
Damn. You have impressed me.
What you've just heard there is a piece of uber nerdness. All right. So that's how the leather's going to be on the.
Oh shit, yeah, that looks good, man.
Then I'll get the wood grain up here.
Yeah, that's gonna look good.
Oh, hang on a moment. Jeff's made a. Yeah, well, reading's always a good idea, Jeff. Does wonderful things for your brain, it does.
Yeah, Bassman says reading is fundamental.
Well, there's a great little scene out of Game of Thrones coming up that covers reading. And because you're pretty close to that scene, I'll let you just catch up with that one.
All right.
But it's again from the main man, Tyrion.
I wish I had more time to read stuff like that, but I just don't have time.
Well,
never had time.
I've yeah. First time I read Lord of the Rings, I was utterly absorbed. And what I mean by that is I found myself doing, and this is how into it I got, was I'd be reading and I'd say, oh, it's getting towards bedtime. I'll just finish this chapter. Oh, I wonder what happens in the next chapter. That's it. And suddenly it'd be 2 o'clock.
Huh, yeah, I can see that.
It would just draw you in. It was and the writing is superb. Now, one thing I would say about Lord of the Rings, and this is an area where I curse Tolkien, and indeed another writer, Douglas Adams, the pair of them. And I'll tell you why. They were the first two writers I read as an adult.
Okay.
Now, Tolkien is pretty much the reason why there's a whole fantasy genre at all.
Oh, is that right?
Pretty much.
Huh.
And he's the best. I'm sorry. I've read a few fantasy writers. Most of them can simply kiss his ass. They better pucker up well. His use of language, his turn of phrase. Now, bear in mind, he was a professor of English at Oxford. That was his day job, sort of a thing.
Oh.
Yeah. So feel free to bear all of this in mind.
Yep.
But yeah, he as a writer, he's just the dog's bollocks. But the other, Douglas Adams, and he wrote Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
You read that, ain't you? Huh? Yeah, my wife read that.
Yeah, well, he is also regarded widely as one of the best comedy writers you will ever hear, if not the best, or read, if not the best.
In fact, I think she just has read that.
And what the problem with that is that in both instances, they've pretty much destroyed all other writers for me.
Huh.
Because they're just that bloody good, nobody else measures up.
Wow.
It's it's the literary equivalent of having gone black. I can't never go back. Yeah, it had to be done.
Yeah, it had to be done. Fine job, sir.
But yeah, that's the curse of having had them as my first two significant writers as an adult. But as writers, boom, they don't get better in either field. But yeah, Tolkien was quite controversial when he first released The Hobbit. Well, the release of the book was, as was Lord of the Rings,
Right.
because it was released at a time when, because, okay, as you'd be aware, Lord of the Rings has magics and stuff like that in it.
Oh yeah.
Well, back in those days when it was released, I think The Hobbit was released maybe 54, maybe a bit earlier. Of course, the church was very powerful. And this book that featured magics and monsters and all sorts of unholy things was quite a controversial thing.
Right.
Yeah, it sounds ridiculous, and I would concur, but yeah, I'm going to do this dark, I reckon. But yeah, I suppose you could liken it, in a sense, to the Monty Python movie Life of Brian. I think you've watched that one.
Yeah, been a while back. I have not watched it completely through. I've watched segments of it here and there.
Be that as it may, that caused a big outrage when it came out.
Huh.
Because it was, and that was again mostly based on religion. Like it even came down to members of Monty Python having a televised debate with religious figures over whether or not it was, an acceptable thing to have done.
Right.
And you think, wow. In the modern day and age, that's an issue, is it? Wow.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So next time when you watch Lord of the Rings, if you have any questions, do feel free to pitch them my way. I can probably answer them for you.
No doubt about it. My precious.
Oh, that's a golden.
Yeah.
Poor tormented. He's deeply tormented,
Gollum.
this Smeagol.
Oh, yes. Poor Gollum.
I love the scene where he's having the debate between. Well, and that's a really well done scene too.
It
That
is.
moment
You're
in
right.
the debate between Smeagol and Gollum. You remember that one?
Oh, tell me about it. I remember it, but don't you tell me about it.
Long and the short of it, you might recall that Smeagol / Gollum, depending on what kind of state of mind he's in, hooks up with Frodo and
Yeah.
starts trying to show him where to go. Well, he gets to a point at one stage where Smeagol does feel genuine loyalty to Frodo. Gollum does not.
Yeah, Gollum does that. No.
But Smeagol does. Smeagol craves to be the hobbit he once was.
He does. You're right.
And that's the whole thing right there. But you see this debate develops between Gollum and Smeagol at one stage, and it's done very cleverly with a camera on from one angle then to the other, showing the different face of Smeagol and Gollum. It's an actual very dark and twisted debate. And eventually Smeagol gets Gollum to go. But it shows the brutally cruel manipulation of the Gollum side of his personality.
Yeah.
How it manipulates and corrupts Smeagol with utter cruelty.
Yep.
It's really, really well done. I seriously, that particular scene, when you see it, which I know is going to be a while for you, but when you do, I can't fault it. I really cannot. It's
Yeah.
done that well.
Yeah, I'm sitting there trying to reminisce on it, and it was
There's a great moment where he's where
a lot of sad parts, lot of sad parts about that one particular part too.
And the great part of there's a great moment in my eyes where Gollum starts telling Smeagol all the horrible things he's done.
Mm-hmm.
And then and as Gollum starts collapsing to it, when eventually the word comes out, murderer. Not listening. Yes, but you are, aren't you? We know. You know. And that's the horror. And it's quite spectacularly well done.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah. They do portray the Witch King really well because the Witch King is kick-ass.
Witch King.
Headringwaith. The one who's Eowyn kills in the big battle. Pretty much one of the head bad guys.
Not the one that Gandalf fights, is it?
No. Oh, actually, wait a minute.
I think
yes,
it is. Yeah, that's one Gandalf fights.
Gandalf at one stage would have certainly. They do, yes.
Yeah.
They
okay, I thought so.
That's slightly different to the books as well.
Oh, is it?
In the books, what's happened is the gates are smashed down.
Yep.
And the first one through the gates is the Witch King. And he is confronted by Gandalf, standing there by himself.
Yep.
As the Witch King sees him, he draws his sword and flames run down the blade. And at that precise moment, the horns of Rohan are heard. And the Witch King knows he must now address them. And that this must wait.
Yes.
So he leaves. Yeah. So it's slightly different to what you see in the book there.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, because I thought that was Gandalf fought.
Yeah, he does, but not in the books.
Huh.
That's more of a Hollywood thing, but yeah.
Right.
Forgivable.
Forgivable. Huh. Yeah.
Well, they got it does help it sell, and that is a thing that they do need to factor in
True.
Such matters. So I can sort of go, okay, well, let it slide, big boy. We don't need to apply the crucifixion yet.
Yeah.
Now, but yeah, as far as villains go, Yeah, Witch King's my favorite. Certainly out of those books.
Oh yeah.
That's what. Yeah. He's immensely powerful. You don't really get that conveyed in the.
Well, I mean, you kind of do in the movie. 'Cause, I mean, he is, very powerful in it, but
It doesn't show the true extent of his power.
no, yeah,
That's a different matter altogether, of course. But of course, in movies, sometimes that's very hard to.
oh yeah,
Like, I would suggest that Darth Vader, or indeed any of the Jedi or Sith Lords, are way more powerful than you can actually probably see conveyed in the movies.
yeah. I don't care what anyone says. Obi-Wan Kenobi is the most powerful Jedi.
Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan.
Now,
Yep. There's
here's
probably
something
people watching this right now saying I'm full of shit, but
well, here's something I often wonder about when it comes to such matters, and it's this. Okay, you got. I may have pointed this out to you before. You got Yoda, right?
yep.
And many a time you hear him chirp out with, "How true the dark side is." Now, what he really needs to fess up to is, clueless numpty I am. It's just that he doesn't have any fucking idea. Why doesn't he admit that? Come on, Yoda, you're supposed to be this enlightened dude. Fess up now. You don't know what's going on, mate. What are you doing, son? What are you doing?
That's it. Do or do not. Well, there is no try.
That's the one. Oh, do or do not. Oh, very good. Well, how's about learn or learn not? No or no not, you stupid little green man. What are you doing?
Yep.
Now, next we go for a bit of wood. Ooh, sounds a bit saucy.
I'm gonna say you got wood.
That's the one. Okay, anyway. So, oops, daisy. In this instance, on the back seat, there we go.
Oh yeah, yeah. Don't color.
That'll be this dark leather color.
Yep.
Now that only leaves me what color to do the floor. I'll have to think about that.
Huh.
You know what color would be the obvious choice? Wood. It's a bit obvious, isn't it, really?
Oh, you know what'd be cool if you could pick up some.
What's
that wood grain shelving paper you can put in your cabinets?
Oh, yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
that would be ideal.
Ooh.
You can get a roll of that at your local store because it's relatively cheap and it can be used for a variety of things like the bed of some old pickup trucks, some planes.
Cunning plan, good sir.
Matter of fact, next time I go to town, I'm gonna pick me up a roll of that wood grain shelf paper, contact paper. Huh? Look at there.
Because I would be able to then use that. This is actually the interior. This is actually the floor here.
Yeah.
So I put it into there as well, I guess.
Yep.
Or on one side than the other, because that's the. Although they tend to have carpet on the bottom. Got a few options here to consider.
True.
And bear in mind, rubbing. I'll give that a bit of thought, but that's not a bad little notion, by the way. Notion in the ocean. Do-do-ah.
Work it.
Ding, 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 ding. Have you seen the Family Guy does this one where they've got the Iraq lobster?
No. I mean, I probably have, but I don't remember it.
It's got this. Oops, bop the microphone.
I've seen a boatload of
Got
them.
this lobster done up with like a Osama bin Laden style headdress and
Oh, shit.
like loose clothes. And Peter's playing to the tune of Rock Lobster, and it's "Death to America"
Oh, shit.
and butter sauce. Don't boil me. I'm still alive. Iraq lobster. Oh,
Damn it, man. Durham.
Yeah. Now we'll go with that one, I reckon. Yeah. You gotta say, it'd be a pretty harsh way to go being thrown casually into some boiling water.
Oh, man. That would be brutal.
Actually, I when I do Thai fried bananas, because of course you got to have water that is almost at boiling temperature,
Right.
or oil that is almost at boiling temperature, rather. And I often will actually cook with the shirt off because it can be a very mucky business because of all the batter and da 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 da. And that's
You
fine.
bring.
Yeah, yeah. You
Yeah.
see where I'm taking this.
Yeah.
And yeah, I've had a few little splashbacks here and there. And
Can imagine.
the only thing I can ever think about when it happens is that once upon a time, at a certain point in history, people used to have that shit poured on them as they tried to enter cities. Fuck that shit. That's all
Wow.
I'm saying. Because of course that was what they had in the thing, and the thing is, like, if you went through the front gate, effectively, you're pretty much in for a whole lot of death
Damn.
because they would be pouring boiling oil down. I don't think it would just be very, very hot oil. I think it would be straight out boiling.
Wow.
And a lot of castles also had it set so that when you walked in there, basically on either side, you're walking into a whole stack of areas where there's arrow slits.
Holy shit.
So for quite a while, you're going to be taking casualties of a huge amount.
Damn.
Yeah, brutal.
That's, yeah. I don't even know what to. Can't even imagine.
Yeah.
I know what a cut feels like when you pour alcohol on it. I can only imagine all that shit. Damn. Girl.
Yeah. There's I'm
No
trying to remember
party.
which castle it is, but that's another one that's got a setup whereby basically they've used the angle of the castle such that if you knock down the main gate, because they've got this other areas where they could have fallen back to, basically
Right.
all you're doing is entering a killing field. Because all they're going to
Absolutely.
do is stand up on high, where all their archers are, and just lay waste to anything
Yeah.
that comes.
You're dead as you walk in. Yep.
And that's why siege warfare was a very important element.
Yep.
But yeah,
I'm going to change my
mm,
interior to a different color gray. I'm not feeling this gray.
not liking it.
Yeah, this gray just ain't doing it for me. It's too blah.
Sometimes you get that.
Yeah, I'll go off the seats and I just it ain't tickling my fancy.
Well, that's a jolly rum thing. There's a great phrase.
And by golly, I like having my fancy tickled.
No. Well, in that case, you'd have tickled pink.
So it's your Sunday. What you got going on today?
Well, one thing I'm considering doing, I might do it tomorrow, maybe today, I'm not sure. My vacuum cleaner burned its engine out. Now, I think what happened was that I sucked in something that because I was cleaning my floor after doing my icing and stuff. And I think it drew in some pretty hard stuff.
Oh, shit.
And the fan, therefore, didn't deal. And hasta la vista is what happened. What was it? Didn't seem to be running okay, and then it just stopped. Now, that's possibly okay, because it would still be covered by warranty. And because I bought it from a fairly large sort of chain thing, they will probably just replace it.
Right. Okay.
Because let's face it, at a certain point of large business, they'll just do that rather than have any inconvenience or bad press.
True.
So I should be okay on that front, as I only bought it a few months ago.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well,
but that's a bit inconvenient nonetheless. It's something I've got to do, if you know what I mean. I'll ring up in advance, because I'm not just wasting my time or theirs. I mean, what I'd say to them is, look, I just want a replacement. That's all I want. If they don't have that exact model, I'll take something similar.
See, what is there? A Rainbow Vac and there's a Kirby. They still make those rainbows and Kirbys.
Oh, Kirby! I used to try and sell Kirbys at one stage.
Did you really?
Look, yeah. Now the inherent problem with a Kirby is its cost.
Oh yeah, yeah. My brother got suckered into one. I don't mean that in a bad way.
They are. Look, they're the dog's bollocks. They'll do everything and anything you want as far as.
Oh, absolutely. Yep.
But there's two things I'd say. One, you need to be pretty heavily into your cleaning to make it worthwhile getting one. Some people are, more power to them. But when you first go through the selling, what they do is they get you to do some. Now, this isn't quite complete because I'll put some grain on it in due course, but you can see there's our color difference.
Oh yeah, that's gonna look good. Yep. Yep.
Yeah, anyway, they get you to do some practice demos with your friends and family, which is not an entirely silly way of doing it.
Right.
And I did one for a mate, and he said, "Yep, you've done very well. You presented it well."
Yeah.
I said, "But you have two inherent problems, mate." I'm there. Yeah, what's that? He said, "Look, however good the machine is, the reality is this. One, that vacuum cleaner will possibly cost more than some people's cars."
Absolutely.
And I'm going, yeah. He said, now further to which, I can't remember what the price of what I was looking. They were when I was trying to do it. And I didn't do it for long because it is actually quite hard to seal a deal. You can sell them and then people reconsider.
Yeah. When was it? I think it was the late 90s. My brother bought one. I think he paid like $1,200 for it.
Oh, yeah.
It would do like a hot tub, like the bubbles in your bathtub, like a hot tub has, and
yeah,
it would do all kinds of crap.
Do. But the other thing that the same mate pointed out to me was however much it cost. I can't recall offhand. He said if people were going to spend that much money, I think you'll find a lot of them will probably take a holiday rather than spend it on a vacuum cleaner.
I know. Crazy, man.
And I had to go,
You
the
got a point
man
there.
speaks truth.
You got a point there. Yep.
And that is the thing. Not so many people are so invested in their day to day cleaning that it's worth their while getting a Kirby, which doesn't diminish the fact that Kirby's are a great machine. They are. Just most people are going to go, why the fuck would I want to spend that sort of money on a vacuum cleaner? And that's what they're seeing is just straight vacuum cleaner. They're not seeing the whole range of things that it can do. But because at the end of the day, all they really want is a vacuum cleaner.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they put one of your pillow cushions in a bag and sucked that motherfucker paper thin, and the water was like nasty brown when they
Ooh.
got ready to dump it out and clean it. I mean,
Yep.
it was pretty cool. I just,
Oh,
that was too much. That was
they're amazing
too much
things.
money back in the day.
Look, what the way to roll with a Kirby would be, I would say, would be to get a group of people to invest in one.
Oh, absolutely. Yep.
And then it'd be like, well, your days would be as follows. So as you can organize your cleaning on those days, knowing that
Now,
you have access to the Kirby on those days.
was the
Or organize.
rainbow?
There's all sorts of ways you go about it.
Yep.
But ultimately, that would be the way to get one. For most people, I think.
And then the rainbow, there was a rainbow back, right? It came, that was after the Kirby, wasn't
Okay, I don't know that one.
it? Rainbow. Wasn't there a rainbow back? I thought it was. Yeah. Yeah, they were about as expensive as the Kirby's. Like they came after the Kirby's.
Yeah.
I went to my local Walmart. We bought us like $100 vac with the clear tub on it. It's got the filtering system on it, and it does a hell of a job, man.
Yep. I mean, here we go. If I had just money lying around,
Yeah. Okay.
um,
Yep.
in terms of I had a big bank balance and yada yada yada, and I would probably get a Kirby if I was in the sort of circumstance where I could turn to somebody and say, "Now, Jeeves, old boy, I've got this rather marvelous machine. And I think I'd appreciate it very much if you put it to use because I'm too fucking lazy to."
Damn it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Actually, here's a great Butler one for you. And it's got there's this Butler who's being ordered around by his lordship, and it's all Jeeves, get this out, boy. Jeeves, get that. And he's having a bath at the time. And Jeeves is doing his dutiful business, running around while his lordship enjoys his bath. And at one stage, when he's running out to get some stuff for him, his lordship farts in the water,
Oh shit.
and the butler returns with a hot water bottle and a bottle of olives. And his lordship looks at the butler. Says, "Jeeves, old boy, what are you doing with that?" He said, "That's funny, sir. I could have sworn I heard you say hot water and a bottle of olives."
Damn. Holy shit.
Well, no, it was more lordly shit, but we'll leave that there. Actually, back in the day of when the feudal system was in operation, that was actually the argument that kept the lords in power was holy shit.
Holy shit.
Which is to say, the reason someone was believed to be king was because God made them so.
Mm.
Divine right, you see. It was called the divine right of kings. Clearly, God had made them king because, well, that was how it was.
All right.
And that's why there's this very famous Monty Python sketch from the Holy Grail, where a peasant is arguing with King Arthur about systems of government. And once it manifests or comes about because at one stage, or in fact from the outset, Arthur's pretty patronizing to these peasants.
Right.
And when he starts trying to order them about, the line is, "Order, eh? Who does he think he is? I'm your king. Well, I didn't vote for you. You don't vote for king. Well, how'd you become king then?" And then it's in this. You hear this almost angelic voices in the background, and you hear this: "The Lady of the Lake, her arm clad in the finest of shimmering samite, held forth from the bosom of the water Excalibur, showing that by divine providence, I, Arthur, was to be king of all England." Now, as a quick little aside, that is actually quite literally the argument that was used to make. Yeah. And the response he gets, quite validly, is, "Look, mate, strange women lying in ponds distributing swords is no basis for a system of government. Supreme executive power comes from a mandate from the masses, not some farcical aquatic ceremony." The thing is, that whole I was given this sword by God, and that's why I'm clearly the king, is in fact exactly the argument that held feudal society together for centuries. And that is why it's such a great sketch, to me at least. And here's the other one.
Nice.
Now, what we'll do very quickly is, oops, a daisy. I missed a few bits on the chat board I have. David's, David was talking about, this is getting back to castles. He's suggesting that with the boiling oil, one gets a warm reception.
Oh, yeah.
That's a pretty fair assessment. Yeah, certainly would. Wales has lots of castles that would do. Yeah, some large and easily recognised, others small. Yep. Yeah. Wales would have a lot of. That's actually something I'd like to go to Europe for, just to see the castles.
Oh shit! Yeah, man.
I mean, I've seen the Great Wall of China, and that was actually mind blowing.
I can imagine.
From the viewpoint of, okay, you think it's going to be big, yeah? Nothing quite prepares you for the sheer size of it. The bricks alone, just in how deep they were, let alone how wide, would have been 3 feet.
Wow.
So yeah, that's just a brick. And when you get there, it's just, it just blew my mind. When you see how steep, and bear in mind, there are people who are buried, because it was all built by slave labor.
Yeah, buried in the walls, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when you see how steep some of the places they've taken the wall to, it's just like, what the fuck, man? Yeah. Now,
And they were from the laborers, right?
pardon?
The ones that are buried in the walls are the laborers, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, to the Chinese emperors, a slave had, well, as they have historically throughout history, no fucking rights at all. So any problems they had were entirely theirs. And if they were, there was also a curious thing where was some degree of belief that by burying the person in the wall, you were putting their chi into the wall and making it stronger.
Huh.
Yeah.
Huh.
Now, as to how that, I don't think when the mafia have done that, I don't think that's been their rationale at all. I think they've just been happy to put somebody away so they can't be found very easily. So yeah, but in the more traditional context, that's why it was done.
They had a whole different mentality behind them.
Oh yeah, they actually had a rationale rather than just sheer murder. Although, if the Chinese chose to murder, they were pretty ruthless. Scope this one out. Actually, first up, do you know who Machiavelli was?
No.
Okay, Machiavelli was he actually was he's noted as a political philosopher, and he wrote a book for some of the Medici clan, or one of the princes of the Medici clan called The Prince. And it's basically a book on how to be a prince.
Huh.
And if you ever hear the term Machiavellian.
Machiavellian. No.
Okay. Well, what it means, should you hear it, is here's our door with a bit of graining.
Oh, yeah. That looks woody.
There we go. So you can see it's got a bit of different colors through it.
Yep. That's looking very woody.
Yeah, what it means is ruthless.
Oh.
Because Machiavelli pretty much he's a dirty dog in his strategies, but he does recommend that if you are going to fuck with someone, you don't just fuck with them, you go the whole box and dice. You take them, you take their family, you take their friends, you take them out entirely. And the Chinese are much the same on that one.
Yeah, they're pretty ruthless. You don't really give a shit about shit.
Well, that way there can be no comeback. That's the theory. Now the Chinese, when it comes to taking people out, have the statement of 13 steps removed.
13 steps removed.
Ready for this one? And you're going to be saying, that is fucking brutal, and damn right it is. So we've got the person who you need to take out. First step, siblings or immediate family, cousins, and so forth. 16 steps removed.
Wow.
Yeah, brutal behavior.
Wow. That's ruthless.
Yeah. Puts the Sicilians in the shade, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. Damn.
Now, and here's our other one. So you got a few little knots.
The colors work really well, Rob.
Yeah, I got that one from watching how to do a 1:48 propeller. You can be much more thick with your grain there.
Yes.
Obviously. But in there, just a couple of little splashes here and there, because that's what you get with wood. Little splashes of knots and stuff, and bits of darker green. And there you go. It's done and dusted. Now, what I might do next. Yeah, so yeah, there's a thing for you on the well, a variety of fronts, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah, pretty full on, as I said,
it is.
but undeniably effective. Now, the other option I have on the leather, as far as for the seats, is black. Nah, I'm going dark brown.
Yeah. No, black I think will be. Yeah,
I think that'd be a little too much.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
So,
the colors you're going with on the door panel, I think you need to.
yeah, I think you're right. I think we'll stick with
See.
our leather brown idea. Yes, we
Yeah,
shall.
do like the back of the seat dark brown, and then the the sitting part,
Yeah.
tan part. Yeah, or
Yeah.
just do it the wood color, or no,
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah, this will do. It's dark, but not too dark,
Yeah,
which is what we've got to really be concerned about here. God damn, if that's the extent of my concerns in life, I'm doing all right.
damn.
Alrighty. On the topic of historical buildings, this is an area where I'd like to go to London, actually, because I'm told you can actually still see some of the Roman stuff there, along with medieval stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That'd be
because that was
cool.
something that my mum was also big on history, and because she grew up in London,
Oh wow.
and she said that to her growing up was an absolute joy, was that she could go and actually touch a Roman wall.
Oh man. How cool would that be?
Oh, that'd be pretty fucking awesome.
It would.
And I know there are actually still some of their drains in operation, and some of their roads.
That don't surprise me.
They, yeah, they did a lot of things that are. Their concrete was slightly different to contemporary concrete, though, and a part of that apparently was to do with rock that they were able to get sourced from underneath Rome.
Oh shit.
And as a result, their concrete was stronger, which I find interesting.
Very much so.
It's not just that current concrete is being done with a budget in mind. No, it is actually that they had a better source of rock, which would have to make a difference.
Oh yeah, absolutely would have to. Yeah, yeah. Better material, the better the outcome.
Well, yes, same with anything, isn't it?
Yep.
That's why I don't even cook with subpar ingredients if I can avoid it. Purely because it will make a difference on any number of levels.
Yep.
Not just in taste, but even down to nutrition, I think.
Yeah.
Now, dealing. And across the top here. All right. Now, once I've got all these two seats and the back seat done, I reckon I'm going to wind up for the day. I've done pretty well.
Yes, you have.
And tomorrow, I reckon I'm going to get down to detailing the the mechanical stuff.
Okay.
So once
Tomorrow
they're
you
out,
have to show me your Volvo, your Volvo.
I will actually. What I might do before I wind up, because I've still got to put on the bonnet and things, the wing mirrors. So we'll do that before we wind up, I reckon,
Okay. Yeah, I like to see it.
because it's pretty much ready to rock and roll. I just got to put those three things on, and one of them is just like really. So it's been being lazy, you know. Yeah, no.
Yeah, man.
No. No.
Dooby-dooby-doo.
No. I think I told you about. Do you remember Harvey Birdman, attorney at law?
I do not, sir.
It was a pretty minor animated series, and basically it had Birdman, but he was an attorney, and he used to represent other cartoon figures
Okay.
in court for various things. Like in one episode, and this is because you were just you'll soon see why I might mention this as you were doing the Scooby Dooby Doo. The episode is called Shaggy Busted.
Shaggy bastard.
Busted.
Shaggy bust.
And
Okay.
long and the short of it, it starts off with what's supposed to be like a dash cam footage of a police officer talking to somebody in the mystery machine.
Really?
And basically, I think Shaggy gets pinged for DUI and possession.
Holy shit. Poor Shaggy.
Yeah. Oh, well, hey, you know. He's a rabid owner. He can't be surprised.
Right.
Him and Scooby. Uh-huh. So, but ultimately, yeah, they get represented by Birdman. Um, yeah,
Scooby,
yeah, this
Scooby-Doo.
is going good. You know who I never quite understood in the Scooby Doo thing?
What is that?
Scrappy Doo.
Scrappy-Doo. I know, right?
It's not just me.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they had to throw something in there to bring it
Liven
back
it
to
up.
life, I reckon.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe they should have introduced. Maybe they should have just changed the drugs that Shaggy and Scooby were on.
Maybe.
I'm just trying to
Yeah.
imagine sort of like the discussion. Yeah, I'm just not getting the same buzz out of the Scooby snacks that we used to.
Yeah, the live action movie is actually is really good too. I don't know if
Oh
you've
yeah,
seen.
I know the movies are actually a very good payout on or parody of the. It's not serious. It's a bit of a piss take.
Yeah. I wish they would have done something different with Scooby in the live action movie because he was CGI'd, you know.
Ah,
Yeah.
I guess the problem would have been okay if you used a real dog, making sure that it.
I mean, surely they could have, movie makers could have come up with something a little bit better.
Well, what the trick would be when he, because Scooby doesn't really talk, of course. He makes little exclamations and stuff.
Ruh Reggie. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Ruh
but
Reggie.
That might have been the if they could have found some way of certainly computer animating that and getting it into fit with the, then they could possibly.
Yeah, I know, right? Ooby-dooby-doo.
Yeah.
Yeah, my favorite cartoon growing up. Mine and my brothers, more so my brothers than mine. But
My favorites were the Warner Brothers ones, but I was a big fan of Top Cat.
Top Cat.
Yeah. Basically, he was the leader of a group of street cats. Trying to remember what the other cats' names were.
Oh, I damn brain part. I know you're talking about. What were they?
They've just mentioned a town that has a Roman amphitheater.
Oh wow.
So yeah, again, testimony to their building skills. All right, that's the front seats. Looking kind of pretty.
Yep.
Then I'll do the back seat. And then we will finish the Volvo.
Hey.
Now,
No, stop, son. That leg can't be that damn good.
bit more paint. Almost there. Now, when I was young, there used to be, well, there still is a car shop called Paradise Motors. And
Okay.
when I was a kid, no, Paradise is the area. That's what the area is called. That hence Paradise Motors, not that the motor shop itself is Paradise. But these days they sell Mazda, but they used to sell specially V-dubs.
Huh.
So yeah,
Mazdas are good cars as well.
Mazdas, they are.
Yeah. Well, like I told you.
They were on when I was looking for a new car. They were on my short list. Because, well, as you say, they're good cars.
They are.
Now,
Come back here.
all right. Yeah, that will look cool once it's fully tidied up and looking nice.
Yeah. Good. I agree with you on that. 100%. 100%.
But definitely better choice than the black.
Oh, absolutely.
The here's a question for the. Actually, this is more going for the brown, but we'll leave that as you'll soon discover. Do you remember The well, the joke was, I first heard it was to do with the because the top snooker player at the time was an Australian guy named Eddie Charlton. I don't know who the top snooker player is at the moment.
Okay.
Doesn't really matter. We'll roll with Eddie Charlton because that's the name I can remember. And just accept that he was a top snooker player back in his day. Anyway, the joke goes that he's entered this tournament where the prize is a night with Miss World.
A night with Miss World.
Yep, and he wins because he's Eddie Charlton, and comes to the time to collect his prize, and they go out and they have dinner, and they get back to his hotel room, and she quite dutifully assumes the position and waits, and wonders nothing's happening. She wonders what's going on. Looks over her shoulder and says, "What's the matter, Eddie? Don't you like it?" He said, "No, I'm just trying to decide, pink or the brown."
Holy shit!
Yeah. Oh, I've jumped the gun on cleaning this. I need to do one other. That one. Yeah, I thought you'd like that.
That was pretty good.
There's one other thing I need to paint now that I think about it. Give me a moment.
I'll tell my boy that one later.
Where is the back bench of the back seat gone?
Yummy.
It's around here somewhere. Maybe Rob knows this to be true. If this keeps up, I might play Yoda's card of hard to see the modelling side is. And aha, here yeah, there's the part I'm looking for. This is the part I'm looking for. Being this, the back part of the seat. Need to paint that. Around the back here.
Yep. Yeah, Star Wars, a new hub is on right now. And I tell you what, George Lucas, he had a vision, didn't he?
He did. And I've got to give him big points for backing himself to the hilt.
Yep.
A person who's prepared to mortgage their house in belief of what they've got is a person who's prepared to do what it takes. Yep. Bravo, sir. And didn't he just get the last fucking laugh out of that?
Absolutely.
And again, more power to the man.
Yep. He's like sitting
actually,
back
on the topic of Star Wars, you know how John Williams did all the music for it? And indeed has done quite a truckload of musical scores.
Huh.
When I drive around in my car, the station I have on is called Classic FM. Plays a lot of classical music. And the reason I have that on is because I'm interested in classical music, but it's a pretty broad area to listen to.
It is.
And I mean, it covers literally centuries of music.
Yep.
So rather than trying to go, well, I'll listen to this era or listen to that era, I just back it on here and on there and listen to what I get. And sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't. It's a bit of like any radio station, I guess.
Yep.
But along the way, I get a bit of musical education. Anyway, on this occasion, they're actually talking about or doing a program specifically about John Williams. And it's interesting that originally he was a session musician. Yes, in LA. He went by the name Johnny Williams.
Johnny Williams.
Yeah, and appeared on a number of albums. And an interesting one. Okay, you know the Peter Gunn theme?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if you listen closely to that, the bass line is also followed by a piano. And if you listen to the original version done by Henry Mancini and read the credits, the keyboard player is Johnny Williams.
Huh.
So he was hanging around with those kind of guys in the 60s and 70s, and that's how ultimately he came to get the gig to do Star Wars.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Huh.
So there you go.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was actually, there's one other thing I will quickly do before we get the Volvo out. I might as well do the guns.
Yes.
Because that won't take long either. Now, I'll need these paints. I will. Well, this is what I'll use anyway. There's somewhere in here, in fact, gunmetal. Boom.
Y'all got me a ball of that today.
Pardon?
Gunmetal, I got me a ball of that today. I didn't have any.
Yeah.
Basswoman got me a large variety of paints for Christmas.
Yep.
Now I got a smorgasbord of colors.
I saw this thing advertised where they were talking about. Well, I thought what it was a kit. Closer inspection revealed it to be an array of paints for First World War aircraft. Which, if I was going to be building more First World War I aircraft, I'd probably consider getting it, depending.
Right.
But at the moment, that's not going to be happening for a little while, so I didn't bother getting them. But they're interesting. They're put out by the same people who put these paints out, AK. They do good paints, I'll give them that.
They are.
But if you don't opt to
And
use them,
the Valio paints, Valjo, they don't have, you really don't see no brush marks in them.
no. There we go. So that's the guns ready to go. That'll be a cool little addition.
That will. That's going to look good on there.
Now, Mr. Volvo, come here, yeah. Now, these go on. Thusly, yep, that one's that side. Sprue cutters.
So yeah, you pretty much finished it up last couple of days.
Yeah. So we'll pop this one. Goes, actually might be easier to come from this. Oh, that'll be nice and easy to get on that angle, yeah. So you can just pretty much see it. But it will require glue and holding for a bit, I guess. All right, let's do it. Let's get the first one on.
Do it.
Oh, by golly, I will, don't you? Oh, that's not helpful.
Yeah.
Look at that nonsense. Now, let's get this glue all running. Put it on the model.
Glue it, glue it, glue it.
Here we go. Got some glue on that bit. Now let's get the lid on. Hold it for a few seconds. Bit longer.
Oh, Coca-Cola.
One. Now we'll do the next one, obviously.
Yeah, I want to see what under the hood looks like.
I can fix that, show you that right now. Boom.
There it goes.
In fact, hang on.
Oh yeah.
There we go.
Oh man, that looks good.
I'm pretty
Nicely
happy
done.
with it.
Nicely done.
I'll zoom that out just a touch, just so you can see how. There we go.
There you go. Oh yeah. Man, that thing fits in there nice. It looks good.
It's come together pretty happily for me, I think.
Well,
Now let's get this other wing mirror on. Then it's just the bonnet, and we're done. Well, that's a bit of a win, isn't it?
yep, yep, yep.
Glad you reminded me, actually.
It's got you wanting your old one back, don't it?
Pardon?
It's got you wanting your old Volvo back, don't it?
Almost.
Oh, when I done this Monte Carlo, it made me want to have another one. So I really, really love that car. I spent a lot of hard work, money in that thing.
Shit. Ha 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 ha! Wing mirrors on, kids.
Nice.
All right. And this, let's try it that way around, Rob. Now, do I need to glue? Yeah, I do. Let's see.
You have it where it stays open all the time.
Pardon?
You have it where it stays open all the time.
Yeah, I wanted to keep it open just for.
Okay.
Right? I don't have to glue that, do I? I can just do the plate and take it off as required. No, I'd rather keep it open.
Oh yeah,
So I
it's all-
just need to glue that evenly. Is it there it goes, or there? Hang on, so if I go, maybe.
a lot of times I'll take a toothpick and paint it black and use it for like the hood prop.
As a strut. That's not the silliest idea in the world, you know.
Yeah. Done that many a time. Painted either chrome or black. Oh yeah, all cars have hood,
I'm going
hood
to
rock.
see if this one, well, they do generally, don't they now?
Yep.
I'm going to try something here. 1, 2, oops. 1,
Good.
2. Let's see if we can pull this off. We were. And 1, 2. No, I reckon you're right. I might be well advised to do thin piece of sprue or something.
Yep.
In which case, how long do I need it? Or, I reckon I see part of the problem here. Yeah, it's a bit cunty. Yeah, I will. Something of that ilk. So what we'll do, give me a moment. Actually,
Man has a plan.
give me a moment. I seem to recall there's a very thin, and that's what you want, something nice and thin.
Yep.
Aha. How long is that? Is it a good length? No. All right. Now, the other option I have, lots of options, in fact. Give me a moment.
Take your time. Take your time.
Let's see what we can find. Oh, I've got to go to my big box of bits and rummage, possibly. Unless I can think of an easier way of doing this. In the meantime, boom.
Look at there. Snug as a bug in a rug.
I'm going to cheat just for the time being, and there you go.
All
Well, when you come back tomorrow, I'm going to have that up there so you can see.
righty.
But yeah, so there we go.
Yes, sir. That turned out nice.
Oh, something I don't know if you saw. I've got the badges on the Volvo on the back as well.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, she's looking pretty swish. All right, and I reckon. Whoops, got to zoom out for that.
Yeah, I got 10 minutes.
I'll give you a bit of solo time as well.
All right. If my phone dies, I'll see y'all tomorrow. But yeah, do that.
Now, let's see what we got here. There we go. There's Mr. Herbie.
There, Mr. Herbie.
Very nice, mate.
Thanks, sir. I got all the glass put in it tonight and trimmed in black.
Nice.
Done the tail lights, got them chromed and
good job.
Red and whited. Got the headlights done in. I got to give me some black and make the black plus on the headlights.
Good job.
I got under the hood done where the spare tire sits in there.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Nice one.
And that's about it. Doing these windows. Oh, and I got the windshield wipers.
Oh, cool.
Yep. And the mirror, rearview mirror put in it.
Nice one.
That's me.
All righty. Well, that's us done for today. Thanks everyone for watching. We appreciate it.
I appreciate it.
First time viewers out there, you know the drill. Follow, like, or subscribe. It's a very simple equation, I'm sure. Other platforms. I'm Rob the Builder on Facebook and YouTube, and Robster the Builder on Instagram and Twitch. And what do we do, people? We follow, like, or subscribe. All right.
Like your shirt.
Yeah, thank you. This is one I actually got when I did the. Well, it just suits pretty much any.
Yeah. You'd be wearing while you build it. Yep.
That's it. All righty. Well, I will see you all, you good people, tomorrow, hopefully.
I'll be here with you. You have me.
At the same kit time, same kit channel. And catch you good people then. See you later.
Later.
Yeah, David.